Hey guys, this is a general reading for Taurus for December 2018. This is going to be a soul journey reading. I mean, it could go a little bit into love, but I'm mostly going to focus this on the soul journey. For Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, if you have significant placements in your chart with that, or if you're just drawn to this video, cross watchers, whatever. I also would check out my other of your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and significant placements in your chart if you're drawn to that video, any of that good stuff. I'm not sure if I'm going to make a soulmate video for the signs this month, just because the energies are really hard. There's just a lot really starting, especially with November, and it's kind of carrying in, and I have a lot of ideas that I want to do. I want to do different things, somewhat different types of videos also, that I just want to play around with. But mostly I just feel like this is very introspective type of time. And I want to mostly at least make sure that I get out the soul journey videos. And I wasn't able to get all the videos out last month, so I want to really make sure I get at least the soul journey ones out. So if I have time or I get around to it, then I'll do soulmate videos, but I may not do them this month, just an FYI. I mean, if you want to know personally for yourself on that, I'm always available for private readings as well. But yeah. Also, in saying that, like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. I put out different types of videos. If you're interested in anything about any of my services, private readings, like I said, any services, there's a lot in there that I do. It's also, I'm growing, so it's always expanding. In January, I will start doing shamanic training, because I want to be able to also do that to help people through this and be able to dive even deeper on a soul or a spirit level to help people with healing. So either way, check out in the description box below. Eventually, I will have a website. I'm in the middle of putting that together, but also look through it all. I'm always here to help you if you need help with it. But I find some people will like find my email address and then just stop reading and email me and then ask me about the same things that's in the description box information. So just finish reading it. Of course, if you email me, I'll still help you and guide you with it. But please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell. I really like hearing about your comments, even if I don't have time to respond back, to know how they resonate, or to tell me your stories, or how they helped you, or whatever. Also, for those of you who always want to, they look and ask about donation information, my PayPal information is also in the description box below. So for either for services, donation, whatever. Also, I just want to let you guys know, my November special, I also am extending to December, especially since, for the holidays, and especially since I did not get all the videos out in time to be able to let people know. So basically, if you order my live reading, you get a free, like 25, 30-minute distant Reiki, Archangel healing, therapy system, or access consciousness bars for free, which is like, I think it's like $44 value. But you get that free, where you can either use now or later. You can gift it to somebody or whatever, but you get that free with purchasing a live reading with me, within the month of December of 2018. So I just wanted to let you know that as well. And I'll probably do a video explaining a little bit more about that. Also, when I do the energy work, I also burn a candle where I set the intention for you that all that is going on, it's your energy, and it's clearing out, basically setting the intention for your highest good, where it's clearing out any blocks, any energies, anything that's not serving you anymore. And I let that candle burn all the way down. It's your candle alone, and that's the intention that I set with it while I'm doing the energy work. That's it right now. Also, I will be talking in this video about the void feeling, that darkness abyss feeling. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. If you do, and it's something you've been going through, which I think a lot of like Tauruses have, I am going to do a video on that, so check that out. It'll be a shorter video, but I'm going to touch on it very lightly in this because this does go over it. But it'll be lightly, so please check out that video too. So I probably will post this and that at the same time, so it'll be up. I think that's it as far as most of the things I have to say. I'm sorry I missed you guys in November. It just is what it is. So, okay. So we'll get started. So for the most part, I know what this is about. The rest of it's going to be through channeling. I feel like I'm really pushing myself here. Because I don't know. It's just the energy. I don't know if it's just me or the energy. I don't know if it's that Mercury is in Scorpio. I don't think it's just that though, because I mean, it was even in, I think, Sagittarius when it was retrograde and all of that. I don't know if we're still in the shadow, because technically I think it was today that Mercury went out of retrograde, but we're still in the shadow period. Either way, and I don't know if it's everybody, but these are very heavy energies. It's a very introspective energy. I have so many thoughts and ideas that are going through my head. That it's like, on one hand, I want to like say so much about, but on the other hand, I don't. Like, I just don't feel like talking, which is like, what? For me. But I just don't. Like, I just don't. So this is hard. Like, I'm really working through this and everything. So please forgive me if I'm a little not as flowy as normal. I might as I get into it. I will say though, for you, those of you who are still hanging on throughout all this, this is a really cool reading at the same time. So I hope you really do watch it and get through it all. There will be a little reading of some things just because they're going to do better than I will. But it's a very beautiful message and it's very cool the way it's coming together. So I hope that you guys stick with me. If not, well. So where you're sitting right now is you're in the 9 of Pentacles. And I'm sorry if I say a lot too. I mean, it is what it is. So I don't know what to tell you. But really working on becoming more happy and independent and just growing and flourishing and really not being codependent, not needing to depend on something else or someone else or some other situation. Or this could also be business-wise. I do get a vibe that a lot of Tauruses also are really trying to focus really on their finances. Not so much even like they're pushing love away, maybe, but it's just kind of like, I feel like a lot of Tauruses really kind of did go and focus for a while on love, and it threw them off balance because they've got some things they've got to heal there. There's some balance issues going on. And you might literally be like, I'm good. I'm not going to focus on that right now, even though it is still in your mind. And so you might be like literally just trying to focus more on yourself. And if you are growing a business or your career or anything like that, really putting into yourself to make yourself feel good. That's at very least your intention, you know, and where you are right now. The thing about that is, though, is that I do think it's still like in your mind. There's a huge cycle here that is still going on and needing to be wrapped up, because what's crossing you here is you have the Devil and you have the Ace of Swords reversed and you have the Six of Pentacles. And when I really look at these cards, I mean, there's so many also of like giving out, like just handing. And then this one's also just handing. And I do think that, you know, you're manipulating yourself. You know, and it says like prosecutor. I think that you are taking certain things subconsciously out on yourself, but this is somebody or a situation that is either manipulative themselves or you're manipulating yourself about this situation, and you're just it's over giving. Like you're just like, here, look, like, look at all this gold, look at all kind of who I am, look what I have, look what I can do for you type thing. Like you have something to prove to this person or situation. And you know, here's you giving again, and I really see this huge bowl in the back. This literally is a Taurus card, but do you see this huge bowl in the background? And it's all like being like cleansed and purified, like all this water. So it could mean that you're highly really in your emotions. Something emotional is why you're doing this. But at the same time, I get by this card and certain other ones, I can't remember what they are. I'm sure I'll figure it out as I come back to them. But I get this like anger, even kind of frustrated, but anger vibe. Like this bowl is just looking, and on one hand, it's so angry that it's like, just take what I have and appreciate it. And just give me what I want and let's move forward. Like, I don't know, it's almost one of those, why are you making it difficult things? But I almost look at this bowl as being your higher self at the same time. And it's getting angry. And it's looking at you handing off all this stuff like they don't even see their own value. Like they're giving their own value away. They don't see their own value. They don't even see their own power. And you're just like, here, look what I have. And you're trying to convince somebody who, like this King of Swords reversed, or some situation where you're trying to really like show your worth, or you're in a reevaluation stage of how you can do it again, but in a different way. And you're just like, look, you know, where it's almost like your higher self is like, you don't even see your own value, because if you did, you wouldn't even be in that state. Like somebody in this state, this true Nine of Pentacles state, or energy, like they wouldn't be like that. They would just be in their own like abundance and happy and enjoying things and confident and knowing how, and have built up to that. That's not a lack mentality. A Nine of Pentacles. Like this, what's crossing you is a lack mentality, a fear-based mentality, one of the void that I was talking about that you need to go watch. I would recommend going to watch the video on. I think it'll really help you, because it was something that when I had my first part of my awakening, it really scared me and it really held me back. And I kind of had a revelation about it not long ago. So watch that video. It may help you. But you have a very strong fear-based mentality here going on, and not even seeing your worth. Like that you just have something to convince somebody. Like with prosecutor, you know, when you're in you know, a courtroom or in a, you know, whatever. Like, I'm sorry, guys. I can't think as much as I normally do. The energies just it's heavier on me, where it's, the Mercury energy is still here. So, when you're in a courtroom having to defend yourself, you know what I mean? Like the prosecutor, this King of Swords reversed, like prosecutor. And if they're not upright, they're reversed. So this person, this King of Swords person, they're against you. You're having to prove and defend yourself to them. Which is blocking you from this Nine of Pentacles vibe. Because somebody in this Nine of Pentacles vibe would know, I don't have to defend myself to anybody. I don't have to prove myself to anybody. I don't have to show myself to anybody. Because anybody who's supposed to see it and anybody who is worthy of what I have and who I am, they will see it because they're already on my vibration anyways. They are on my path. They are attracted to me. Sorry, guys. About the bra. You don't have to prove yourself. Like, that's really a misconception that you've had growing up, and this is a big cycle to be worked out of, is not having to work so hard to prove and show yourself. And for a Taurus, like, that's so hard to do because we're so used to just, buckling down, basically harnessing ourselves into the cart that's pulling all the stuff and pulling all the weight, doing everything, like just having to get it done, not only out of fear and security that, we got to make sure it gets done because what will happen if we don't, but also because that's what we do for the people around us. We carry all that weight. It's a lot like Pisces in a lot of ways. And you really have to ask yourself why. You really have to get to that point. Like, why? Why? And it's not even like you're doing it for a good cause at this point. I don't even know if there is, but it's like, what are you putting your energy into? Is it giving back? Is it even worth carrying all that weight? Like, I think that's been a big misconception and an issue with a lot of Tauruses and the cycles they've been on is misusing their own magician power. What have you been using your manifestation for? Because Tauruses are like the best manifestors. And what have you been using your manifestation powers on? Because for one, are you manifesting things that are good for you or keeping you stuck? Or are you manifesting things that are keeping you blocked because there's literally no physical way that you can, or because somebody literally is working against you? They're working against you. Are you working for and putting energy into things that are working against you? Have you not figured out to get to that point to say, is this going to give back to me what I want? Why do I want it? Is it for ego to prove that I was able to get it? Or do you just not know how to stop and just turn? Or do you not know how to go in a different direction of blessings? Do you fear that feeling of the unknown, or the feeling of the chains coming off and being free? Where do you go? What do you do? What do you do then? It's weird actually, because one of my original readings for Taurus is, and I didn't realize I had both. I was like, oh, well, they have the Seven of Wands, but you actually do have the Seven of Wands and the Nine of Wands, which I had in a prior reading for you guys where I was like, literally, I guess I'll pull it out, like, only you can keep these energies, these having to fight energies. And yet here they are again, months later. To where it's like, do you know what to do? Do you know who you are? Do you know what you stand for if you're not fighting? And if you have to fight, if you have to get to that point where you have to keep fighting, you're going to have to look at what you're fighting for. Either way, you're really working against something, and something is working against you. This situation or energy is working just as hard to not validate or see you. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Like, that's not like on them or that situation. It depends on your perspective. Like, are you trying to make something work that's not supposed to? Are they manipulative? Or is that the lesson that they came to show you? Are they doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing? Because why are you trying this hard? Like, really, who cares? Like, who cares if they see you? Who cares if they want what you have to offer? If you have so much to offer that is so great, why aren't you just cool just chilling with that? You know what I mean? It really like makes you think. Because it's like a car salesman in a way, you know, where it's like if you really have to try that hard, it makes you kind of sick. Like you don't even want to buy the car. Because for one, it just sickens you by that point. But then it's also like if you have to try this hard, how great is the product? You know, I know this is soul reading, but for some reason that's just really coming up a lot. A lot of that really showing like, look what I'm doing. Here's what it is, blah, blah, blah. And I feel like a lot of Tauruses have actually pulled back out of this. And they're kind of in that very pulled back, like just not even talking, not even messing with it phase. But the thing about that is, which we'll get to, is there's still an evaluation, is still a strategizing thing of how to get back to it in a better way. So the cycle is not gone. It's just in a reevaluation stage, is what I feel. I feel like it's mostly still somewhere, even if it's subconsciously in your thoughts and in your intentions. Like you're trying subconsciously to still convince yourself that what you're saying about yourself is true, and some other situation or person validates that. But what I'm wondering is, why does this person validate that? This King of Swords reversed. This prosecutor. Like, why does the person... Well, I guess it kind of makes sense. I mean, I get it psychology-wise, but why does the person who their job is to go against you, why are they the ones who you seek validation or proof from? I mean, you really shouldn't with anybody, but especially them, like somebody who's not even in alignment with your energy. Like literally their energy is supposed to be opposing you, or at the very least it is opposing you. So it's just kind of weird that the person that you're choosing to value and see you is the person who isn't even in your energy. I mean, I get it psychology-wise, like I said, but why not just be in your energy and allow others who resonate with that energy to be attracted to you and see you? It's like you're taking the same blessing of like, it's in a lot of bowls where they hook up to the cart and they're pulling a bunch of stuff. And it's like you take that mentality all through your life. Especially in love. I think a lot of Tauruses do. But this could also be for business. This could be for love. This could be for any situation. And also at the same turn, you know, hopefully you're not making them have to go to seeing you that way, or your views or your ways, or they're wrong if they're not. Like, are you just seeing them as this prosecutor and that they're going against you? Because just as much as you're feeling like they're not accepting you, you may not also be accepting them and just be okay with the fact that, well, that's how they see you. They or this situation or whatever. And just be like, well, if I tried that hard, it's not supposed to be in alignment with it. So either I'm supposed to see something differently, or I'm supposed to go to another situation to be in alignment with that, or allow something else to come to me that's in alignment. Who's the prosecutor here? Is it you, or is it them? Or is it both? Can things just be? That's what this Nine of Pentacles is all about. Like, things just being in the present moment, being independent, being confident and successful in having done all the things. Like, this is not an energy of chasing after something. This is of knowing what opportunities to go for and what to leave alone and reaping the rewards of that. Flourishing. Flourishing does not look like hitting a wall over and over again. Flourishing looks like just a flower just going and blooming with no resistance. Your energy is in the opposite. Like, what you're doing is in the opposite of this Nine of Pentacles energy. And I have a feeling that this, like, if I were to hold up this Devil card, King of Swords reversed, and the Six of Pentacles, you would know instantly what that situation or person is in your life, and you'd be like, yep, that's them. The thing is, it's like they're mirroring you. They're mirroring the same energy that you have. You're just not seeing it. And their energy is also not of this either, which is where you're trying to be. This is your central card. So just a thought on that. I mean, in your foundation, you have the Ten of Cups reversed. Exactly like I'm saying. You're deprived of what you want. But I don't see how anybody who keeps hitting a wall would get what they want. Unless you want a concussion, or unless you want to be blocked, you know? And you have to ask yourself, why do you want to be blocked? What does that mean? Does that feel safe for you? Does that uphold your reality? It's almost like if you even got what you wanted, would it scare you away? Because the only reason you're going for it is because you feel like you can't get it. But yeah, your ego wants you to go for it to try to get it. But then if you did, like, would it blow your mind? Would you then not even be able to handle its heat? And then what would you do? But it doesn't matter, though, because you won't find that out. Because you're going to keep going for whatever this is that's in opposition to you. I mean, seriously, this is a big idea. Why do you want to go for something that's in opposition to you? And why do you want to be stuck? I mean, so many Tauruses right now are like, can I get a break? I just want to be happy. Can I get a break? You can. You can actually flourish. But there's something holding you back that's making you be like you, maybe part of you may not really want it. It's something that you've built up inside of yourself that is protecting you. Why is it there? And what do you need protecting from? Is it that each time something goes down that doesn't happen for you, you build up a new way and a new way of thinking that protects you? So you just keep going after the things that you've already protected yourself from? And that only works so long. That only works until you really get burned. Yeah, I've been that route. So, but it can happen over and over again. You could find different ways of doing it. In your recent past, you have the Justice reversed. So not only is it throwing you out of balance, but something's breaking down, probably within you, but also around you. And it's probably supposed to be. It's supposed to be going from your life. Because Tauruses are in the process of really ascending and going to greater things. And they need to. They have a lot of things they have to do. But it's like you're holding on to something that is supposed to be being removed. And it's something that you feel like you're being deprived from your Ten of Cups. But you don't see it. Like, it's like this, I think it was a meme, I don't know. But it was like a little girl was holding a little bear, and she was talking to God or Jesus, and he had the same bear, but it was a bigger, better one behind his back, but she couldn't see it. And he was like asking her, you know, basically to let it go. And she was like, but God, like, I love it so much. You know, but she didn't see what he was going to give her when, you know, she put it away. And that doesn't matter anyways, because it's about having faith, you know, and knowing that something else was coming. And sometimes it's looks like what you let go of, but better. And sometimes it might look completely different, but it's even better. Like, you have to grow. And you can't, like, think about it. When you level up in a game, you can't grow by holding on to the same stuff. They usually don't come into the new level. And your rewards don't look the same in the new level as well. You're, in a lot of ways, you're fighting this leveling up because you're trying to hold on to something or try to bring it with you into a level that, at least right now, it's not ready for. At least not your level, where you're going. Or maybe it will, I don't know. But it's about having trust that you can go to this level alone, independently, without it. And that you not only will be strong and secure and confident, but you actually will grow even more. But it's mostly about having the faith that no matter what happens, it doesn't matter whether that thing or person ever makes it there. It's about you. It's about your journey. It's about you growing, and it's about you knowing that you'll be independent and happy and flourish regardless. That your happiness and your 10 of Cups does not depend on this Devil, King of Swords reversed, 6 of Pentacles energy. What's happening right now is exactly what's supposed to happen. Whether you resist or not. If you don't resist the cycle and the level, everything will just happen faster and smoother. If you resist, chances are you're still going to get the lesson, I feel. Because I can tell by certain cards I pulled out that the universe is coming in and giving you a hand anyways. But this is to be removed in the sense of so that you could see a difference in perception. So that you could also release this resentment and this anger. Like, not only is this your higher self, but this is you. Like, so much. And that's why you've kind of pulled back and been like, and you're reevaluating it because, you know, it's bugging you that you can't figure it out or do it. You're like, no, I should completely be able to figure this out. I mean, Tauruses usually can figure almost anything out, and you can't. It's because you're not supposed to. You know, it's like, I also saw this other meme. I still funny because they all came to me at once, and I knew it was like for the Taurus reading, but it was like this mouse who was looking at this piece of cheese in a rat trap or whatever, and he had a helmet on, and he said something along the lines of like, preparing to go again after something that's, you know, after something again that's bad for me, but I'm better prepared this time. So it's like he keeps going into the rat trap with the cheese, but each time he keeps trying to prepare better for it. So at least if he does get hurt, it's not as bad. Hopefully he'll get it. Very slim chance though, but he's still trying, you know, like the risk is a lot higher than the reward, and the probability of it not being good is very high. And that's exactly what I think is going on here, is when you get it, was it even worth all of that? All that sacrifice, years, emotions, the purging you have to do to cleanse yourself. It's a lot of purging. Like, look at this. A lot of cleansing and purging that's going to have to be had. Not only because of the energy that this person or situation brought, but because of what you did to yourself. Was it even worth it? And I mean, the chances are so slim. And that's why it's one of those things that you might as well go put that energy into yourself and level up and go do your other stuff and go with what's vibing with your energy. And let the universe handle this, to where if they need to be leveled up, the universe will level them up. If not, they'll go off and do whatever else they were supposed to do, and what is supposed to be attracted to you will be. But it's like mentally, I think mentally and emotionally, mostly mentally, I'm not moving on so much from. And then the passion of it, like what's crowning you is the Nine of Wands. I mean, you are really trying to like endure and persevere through this. It's like I really get this vibe the way he's looking. It's like this, like almost like Cupid or something with an arrow, and is like, I will get you. I will get you with this arrow. Whether you like it or not, whether you're running from me, it will go into you. I mean, and that sucks. You know what I mean? Again, I come back to the thought of, what are you doing that with? I mean, really, I don't know if you should ever come in anything with that energy, but if you do, it shouldn't be something that has the energy of the devil, the King of Swords reversed, and this showing of the Six of Pentacles. But it's like consciously you're like, no, I'm trying to go after this Nine of Pentacles for myself. But subconsciously, you're in the Ten of Cups reversed. So if your energy is going towards, you know, lack things, you're not actually going to get this Nine of Pentacles. You're going to be stuck in this other energy. In your likely future, you have the World, the Crown, completion and embodiment. And you have the Magician reversed, abuse of power. So I do see this actually coming to a close, this cycle. Clarifying the World card, you know, you have this like love, kind of like, it's like a lover's card. And then the Magician reversed, you have the Snake. So it does, the energy is supporting that it actually does come to a close. It does end. And I wanted to see what brought it to that level. And I'll get to that when I get done with this reading, but it's really interesting. So I would stay with that because I'm that type, like I try to really dive for the answers because I really want to know. So I would definitely stay and pay attention and listen to that. But I want to get through the rest of it so it makes sense. And just as a little side note, your energy for the bottom of the deck is the Eight of Cups. Walking away, and under that you have the Prince of Cups, expressive. And you doing this creates you in your Nine of Cups and the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. So this is really the energy that's going on for your reading, is literally walking away from being in this Knight of Cups energy. So either someone coming to you and you're walking away from them, or you really just walking away from you constantly being this Knight of Cups. Just relinquishing it, like letting it go. How you see yourself is, you have the Tower reversed. So I do think you're trying to avoid a disaster or whatever, or things falling apart. But I also really mostly get the vibe from this Tower that you're actually trying to prevent, and I know it's like a duh, but like you're trying to prevent the Tower. And what I mean by that is, when the Tower happens, like you can't ignore it, you know, you can't, it falls apart and you have to let go. You have to see things. You have to do it to survive. You're trying to resist this from happening, like clarifying that it's you in the Tower. And then the other ones to clarify it, and I think these are kind of why you're trying to avoid it, or maybe how the Tower will come. I'm not sure, but you have message, scythe, you know, cutting away. Here's the bull pulling the cart, one of them. Something that you really want, maybe even from afar, or wanted for a long time. Something that looks like security and happiness and the picture perfect situation for you. And the ending of that. So, I don't know if it's you sending the message or receiving the message that all that is being cut away. Like, everything that you've worked for and wanted and imagined to be such a certain reality for yourself. Like what you saw as your 10 of Cups. Something that you really prayed for, but this other, I don't know how well you can see it, like this person's really praying and this one over here is just really kind of like wishy-washy. It's like, I don't really even think it was real. It wasn't a strong foundation either way, obviously. It's really going to take a lot of remembering who you are and standing up for yourself and your strength and your perseverance to get through it. And that is where you are and what you're trying to do. I do think you're seeing things a little more clearly, but something about you is still stuck. What's in your environment and how others see you, and I get a very big mirroring vibe on this, so I really think it's actually both. I think it's what's in your environment, but also how others, or maybe this other person or situation is seeing you. But you have the Queen of Swords, which is interesting that here's the Queen of Swords to this King of Swords reversed. So Queen of Swords, Two of Swords, Six of Cups, and then kind of separated off from that, Three of Cups, and then separated off from that is the Five of Pentacles. So I do think that this is this person also distancing themselves from you, and they might be just doing their own thing. They could be overindulging, but either way, I think both you and this other person or situation are trying to like make it like everything's okay. You're trying to give yourself balance. You're trying to be happy. You're trying to just make it all come together and be okay. And really, I think the way just, at the very least you, but I think both feel this way underneath. This is another card that I got about that void. And this is also a Taurus card. So we're going to address that a little bit in this, but mostly, like I said, go watch the other video. Because I think it'll really help with being one of the catalysts to move you past this cycle. But, you know, you're really just sitting there thinking. Here's you analyzing again. You're like, your sword's down. You're like, I don't know what to do anymore. And that's okay. I mean, that's kind of where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be at the point where literally you get tired of hitting your head against that wall and you're just like, I don't know. And you give up and you're supposed to do this. But unfortunately, a lot of Tauruses they're re-strategizing. They are pulling away for balance and to protect themselves from what they consider to be a soulmate situation. But, I mean, you're still sitting here underneath it all like this. I mean, you really just have to ask yourself, though, like, why? Like, how long has it been since this situation didn't make you feel like this? How long has it been since you haven't felt like this? Is it because at one time you felt like this, and then this situation or person came into your life, and then you felt like this, and then all of a sudden, whoop, it was ripped away, and then you went to this, and now like this, and you haven't had that quite back since? So your mind is just stuck on, it has to be this to take me out of this? No, that's the whole lesson of all this. Is that it was an illusion. It was never even really that in the first place. I mean, it really never is. And not only that, you don't want it external to you anyways. You want that energy internally to you. You want it in you. You want it to be you. You want to radiate that energy. You will not be this Nine of Pentacles if you are sitting always in the Five of Pentacles, focusing on what you lost, focusing on what you don't have, focusing on that void inside of you that you are so scared of to face, but it is you and it is just undeveloped. Why? Because you're constantly focusing on things outside of you. You're constantly doing all the work that is not in you. It's always for somebody else. Always external. You've never developed your inner you. In your hopes and fears, you have the Six of Swords. So again, another thing, you're mentally wanting to move on. This is also like a community, but it's like a round community. It's almost like a close-knit, stuck kind of community. Like you're wanting to kind of break out of this and ascend higher. Mentally, you want to move on. Physically, you want to move on. But at the very least, mentally, you want to move on. You want to ascend. You want to be able to see things and think differently. Like this is what she's trying to do by backing away too. This working on your perception. So you could just be really thinking a lot about this situation too. And one part of you, like you might literally be crossed and mixed. One part of you is there still a way to fix the situation and get what I want? And the other part is, do I just let go? Is that where my peace is? Is that where my joy is? Was I wrong all this time? Was my peace and joy inside me all along? And while all this time I thought this person was deceiving me, it was really me deceiving myself. That no matter how hard I tried to show somebody who I was, they would have never seen it because I didn't see it myself. Because if I had seen it myself, I would have known that I wasn't aligned with somebody who was aligned with me. I would have aligned with somebody who was aligned with me because they would have seen me. People can't see you when they're not aligned with you. And they can't see you when you don't see you. And I think that's what you want to see. That's what you want to embrace. It's almost too like I get the Hierophant card from this, like this close-knit, like literally the Hierophant, like you have down here too. Like your own card. You wanting to rise out of those standards. Like, yeah, you want to stay with the loyalty, the integrity, the values that you had. But loyalty and integrity and values and all those other things that you like, trustfulness, being trusting, they don't come just by being stuck or by doing the same old, same old. They come from being within and being true to yourself within. Not just because this is what society says or you're stuck in it or whatever. You want to rise above that and rise above all the old beliefs and the ways and the things, ways of thinking. Really, the limiting ways of thinking. It's a fear too, though, because you have to really trust and break out of that and just look at the unknown and be willing to just expand and blow your mind. You have to be willing to take off those chains. You have to be willing to unhook yourself from that cart you've been pulling for a long time. And to know that you're still valuable and worthy even though you're not providing somebody something. Or even though you're not working hard for them to do something. Your freedom just doesn't feel right. Being outside of the Nine of Wands and the Seven of Wands energy just doesn't feel right. I will say, from somebody who's been in that boat that's been working through it myself, it does feel really weird. And it almost feels like a lot of times it actually contributed to my panic a lot of times. That's especially when I embrace that. A lot of times when I would get that darkness, that abyss, kind of like I could be sucked into the darkness at any time. Again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, and I can explain it for those of you who know, you'll know. Like, it's just that pure, again, go to my video if you don't, maybe that'll explain it better, but it's that changing of security that your mind is going through. That ascension of being able to enjoy in the blessings and the pleasure of freedom and not feel like that's needed and that's what the norm feels like. And, well, who am I then? What am I going to do then? What is my value then? Who's going to see me then? What do I do? I've always done what I do based on other people. I've always done what I do based on what I see. I've always based on what I do based on what I have to do. When you're free now, you can, it's literally limitless. And that can be scary when you don't yet know who you are. That's where you start to see that void. Who are you? What do you want to do? What are you made of? And having the courage and the perseverance to push through to finding that in you. To finding this in you. This is what you persevere towards. This Nine of Pentacles. And nothing else. This is what you're hoping to ascend to mentally. And to work through a lot of those fears and blocks that are going to tell you, no, you need to stay chained down. Why do you think you could go do that on your own? Explain to me why you think you deserve that. You owe me something. This whole level of thinking of you have to work and you owe me something and blah, 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 blah. And trying to put you right back in your place, whether this is someone else or whether this is yourself, chances are it's both. This is an illusion. This is fake. This is also something inside you you're going to have to fight through and you're going to have to be willing to face. It's not this person or situation that you have to face. It's you that you have to face. It's you to work through. It's you to look at in this darkness, not evil, darkness, unknown, undeveloped, shadow side. It's you to look at and work through. It's just the part of you haven't developed yet. It's the side that brings you blessings. It's the side that brings you this Nine of Pentacles. It's the side that brings you this Three of Cups and Six of Cups. And it's the side that brings you your Ten of Cups. It was never this other situation or person. They were supposed to be part of the catalyst to push you to finding that in yourself. Your mind just tricked you and made you think it was them. But they had to be exactly in that cocktail in order to even come close to get you there to see it. Are you going to be willing to let that go so that you can let them do their job so you can see it? Their job was to come and go. I don't know about the future. We're talking about right now. We're in the present. Are you willing to let them do their job and have come and gone so that you could be forced to see yourself out of this? Okay. So that's up to you whether you're willing to let that go or not, because that's part of this mental ascension going on here. In your likely outcome, you have the Queen of Wands. And you have like the Fish card and the Key, which is like pretty much like this is positive, successful. This could be business venture, could just be abundance in your life. But especially those for you on like that business venture, that really looks good. But I feel like this is just pretty much saying like abundance within you. This has like even more than just even this Nine of Pentacles energy. It's like you surpass what you even thought that you wanted. And like just all your passion comes back. Because where you are now is just Like when I wanted to see a little bit more about this Tower vibe, you know, you have the Queen of Swords, the Ace of Wands, and the Three of Swords. Like wanting to cut it out, but you're basically just doing yourself harm. But you're like, no, I want to keep it. I want to transform it. You know, it's what I love, but it always leaves you here. And then you have the Eight of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands again, and the Five of Pentacles again, and the Ten of Cups. But this time it's upright. So you're like you've stopped the Tower for a minute, but you're still stuck there trying to find a new way to creatively plan up, a new way to begin and let this grow so that you're not feeling stuck out in the cold anymore, looking at, I don't know, you could be watching someone else's situation. But so you're not feeling basically like crap and unhappy anymore. And you want to turn this Ten of Cups upright and have this, you know, amazing connection, rainbow, everything between the two. This is what you're doing where you're sitting at this Tower reversed. It's like you're ignoring what you're supposed to be doing and what's best for you. You know, you just keep kind of, it's like a carrot being dangled in front of your face. That honestly, at this point, you know, I think you're the one dangling it in front of your own face. Like it's what you're going after, what you want, but it's not really the path of what you're supposed to be having. It's not really what's going to be best for you. And it's going to come very soon. Like this is almost burnt out. Like it's not going to be much longer. But you're like fighting to, you know, keep it so and defend it. Because it's almost like that vibe, like, I get that vibe, like, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Or at least you'll fall. It's like, it really goes back to that, well, who am I? What do I really want? Like, if I become unattached from this that I feel like I've attached myself to, it's a very codependent vibe. You know, exactly like this. It's a very codependent vibe. That your identity is attached to something. This hard work that you've been putting in is part of your identity. It's part of what you're attached to. What will you do then? What will you go after then? What will you work for then? What will give you your worth then? What will give you your happiness then? Which, I mean, like, newsflash, it's not about then. You're already not. You're in the Five of Pentacles and Ten of Cups reversed. There is no then. You're already in it. And maybe that's what helps you change, you know, your view and your perception of it all, is you have reason, listen to advice, think clearly, intellect, death right, saying goodbye, formal occasion, honoring lives. We see a lot of stuff about honor up there. Rebellion, upstart, tumult, revolution, eternal youth, energy, newness, vitality, natural, authentic, real, organic, immortal, the consuming family, pressure of peers, her last day in the light, unexpected endings, surprise changes, sudden shifts. So you are going to go through another little process of journey of this, of figuring out who you are. Like, you're going to have some type of little, like, epiphany, revelation. It could be a little awakening or whatever. And you are going to have to say goodbye to something as you knew it. And let it go and do something different, which is going to bring you energy. It's going to bring the real you. But you are going to have to go through finding the real you through that. It's not like you figure out, and this is kind of what keeps you on this cycle. It's not like you get this epiphany and then you're like, oh good, it's changed forever and you're just blessings going forward. I mean, it is blessings, but when you get these type of epiphanies, what determines whether you get off the cycle, like this cycle, like how she's getting off the merry-go-round, what determines whether you really get off and stay off or you get back on is whether you persevere through that kind of uncomfortable time as you're learning and transitioning. Because it's like you realize this, you have this epiphany, you let it go, you know, you're working through it, you get a little energy at first, and then you have to start questioning a lot of your beliefs, who you are, those, you know, pressures, and then unexpected endings, surprise changes, sudden shifts. And so there's some shift that comes in that you're going to have trust through. You're really going to have to look within to your heart and who you are and how you really feel and your connection. It's really going to, in a way, test you, but build your strength. You're probably going to have to, reach out if you need help, learn new things. And all of this is going to lead you to a new level of independence and sovereignty. But it is going to take you through a little journey. You're probably going to have to face a level of like craving and compulsion and obsession. I mean, anybody who's a Taurus or knows a Taurus knows they're highly one of those signs that because they are an intense sign, just like Scorpio, their opposite sign, they can become very like compulsive. They can become very intense and focused and obsessive, if you want to say that. So it really depends on what you're putting your energy on. And again, now that we're talking about obsession, it's fairy of the divine hand, intoxication, distorted view, overindulgence. And sometimes when you're that focused on something and you're not really looking at what you're focusing on, it's just not bringing you great energies. But you're really going to be helped out in this. I feel like you're going to be guided through this. So not only are you going to see that you haven't been seeing things properly, but and it kind of is confirmed in some other cards that I'm going to read to you where you're going to be guided. There's going to be like some divine stuff outside of you helping you with like I said, the universe is going to be coming and helping you with this. Because I think a lot of Tauruses are stuck. Like it's almost like they got stuck in the birth canal or something. Like they're just like, okay, I've ascended, I'm trying to grow, I'm trying to learn my lesson. How do I get further? How do I get out of this? And they're just like, like they're like an angry mole, just wanting to go. And you are going to have help with this and seeing, because there's still something you're not seeing properly, but you are going to be helped out with it. And you're going to be given knowledge and help with a solution. I just think that, again, like I've seen in so many of my readings, I think it's going to come through another type of awakening type deal. It could come through a little bit of a heartbreaking situation. Your healing and your awakening may come literally through heartbreak. That's going to bring, like, something might literally be eclipsed out. A powerful energy shift. And you release it. You release your power. And you kind of get that aha moment. Like, everything comes to you. You see things now. There's just some beautiful moment, I think, that really comes that helps you out with it. And you realize just what you've been doing and how you've been working so hard and what you've been focusing on. And just your mind and your perception was just off. And I mean, it's going to be rough. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, it's just going to be beautiful and it's just going to be blah, blah, blah. It's that thing that goes like this for a minute. But it's kind of that breaking and unbalancing to give you balance and healing in that weird way the universe does. It's kind of like that order through chaos type vibe. So when I wanted to know what got you between the endurance and into the ending of this cycle, and the ending of the cycle of not using your power in the right way, your manifestation powers. You have nobility, honor, high standards, idealistic. And you have a time for spirit. It's Pink Lotus Fairy. So you really get a lot of like divine help here and helping you move forward and helping you see who you are, where you've come from, your strengths. Like, you're really going to get help showing your strength. Now, please keep in mind, Tauruses, that a lot of times you find out how strong you are by having to go through some things. So that may highly be possible. But you to remember who you are and your standards. Use your instincts, how to listen to yourself. You know, there's a lot of things about wolves here and instincts and listening to yourself. And she's like going in, like clearly she's meditating. She's going within, she's connecting to source within herself. Yoga, meditation, Pilates, whatever. You might actually have some type of teacher or mentor or situation at this time that helps you out, that brings you to the next level. Which is interesting, actually, because like I said, in January, I'll be starting like shamanic training, so it's kind of cool. Let me see if I want to read this. And that's why I think it's an awakening too. Spiritual quest, travel, calm, relaxed yoga pose, self-love and self-acceptance. Third eye and crown chakra activation, chakra awakening, connection to all. Crown chakra connected to the universe, receiving universal love messages. Self-connected peacefully to the earth, peaceful flowing energy in the body, tranquil, sublime spiritual moments of connection. Blessings showering upon you due to correct relationships with body and soul. Time to take a class, course, or new study program. Time to welcome in a new teacher, either in the form of a physical being or perhaps a path that speaks to your heart at this time, or a spirit guide who resonates with you. Know that while this path and tranquil, easeful philosophy. Okay. Know that while this path and tranquil, I can't even talk. This Mercury still messing me up. Know that while this path and tranquil, easeful philosophy may seem out of character for you, it is a deep and true part of yourself that has long yearned for acknowledgement, fulfillment, and the nirvana that is on its way. Another thing I really feel from this too is that, I don't know about you, like I'm a Taurus sun per Western astrology. Per Vedic astrology, I think I'm a Taurus rising. But I have been getting a lot of pushes to really cleanse myself. Not only energies in my environment, meaning people, negative energies, my diet, certain healing things, like what I've been listening to, what I've been watching. That's another reason why I haven't really been on doing a lot of videos, is because there's so many changes and transformations and like so much introspective stuff that's happening that it's just, I mean, it's hard for me. It's hard for me to pull myself out of all this energy that's really trying to pull me in and come within and listen to myself. And it's really honestly through that helps align you to figuring these things out. I mean, the last time honestly that I got a lot of this energy was right before I had my last awakening. So I don't really know. I don't, want to like, I don't know what's going to come of that. I don't even know how it's going to be. I don't want to be like, oh my God, or scareful, because I don't know what that's going to be like. I don't know if it's going to be all that. And if it is, then whatever, I have to go through it. I have a lot of different tools this time that can help me through it. I've always said too, I felt like my energy, when it went up, it stopped about here. So I feel like it's got to go the rest of the way anyways. Or at least me seeing that it does. I don't know. I hope you get what I mean. If not, I honestly don't have the energy to explain that. But I feel like that a lot of Tauruses have been guided to pull back as well. I mean, you're still in your mind about it, and now you're even more stuck because you're like, okay, well, I'm not doing that, but I'm not doing like something else. So you're just like literally like, literally as if you're stuck in the birth canal. And that's okay, because you're going to be guided in that little push to get out. And just think about it. I mean, metaphorically, what it's probably like for a baby who's stuck in a birth canal and then something coming like pushes them out. Like, that can't be a pleasurable experience. You know what I mean? Even the pushing out. Like, I mean, I'm not saying to think it's going to be horrible, but don't try to stop it. because you're scared of what it's going to be. It's that necessary stuff that's going to like you into like the next phase you're supposed to be in, or that other dimension or timeline or whatever it is for you. It's going to release you either way, and don't fight it, because it is getting you to this, actually beyond this Nine of Pentacles energy. But you know, you keep up with this, the persevering. This energy applies whether you're going after something that's not good for you or whether you're going after something that is good for you. And a lot of Tauruses, that's probably why you're going after this too, this person or situation. A lot of times it's because it's kind of that oomph that gets you going. A lot of times Tauruses need that kick to get going, which I'm working on changing for myself. But you are fully going to be guided during this, and to help you see your worth, and to see your strength, and to see what's important to you and what you value, and to help get you back in alignment. It's going to help you see things more clearly, hopefully through third eye chakra openings or balancing or whatever, your crown chakra, like to help you align yourself to your higher self, to your inner self, to all of your being, to bring you this level of peace. But of course, I wanted to know more than that. So I'm like, okay, you know, let me try to pull clarifier cards that, you know, that are more of, every time I do a soul journey reading, I always pull like ones that are kind of more soul journey based type cards. So I was like, well, let's pull a clarifier from that and see what that tells me, because I just want to know more. So again, a little bit reading. Those for you who don't want to, I'm sorry, but it is what it is. But it's pretty cool. I recommend staying with me. So you have on the top the Three of Stones. So this is the Three of Pentacles. The entranceway to the underground chamber in our Three of Stones, like the entranceway to ancient Newgrange, is a... Was this horrible to do during this energy? Trilithon arrangement, a large rock slab situated across the top of two equally large standing stones called megaliths. And similar to Newgrange, this entranceway beckons you forward in a darkened passageway beneath the Tree of Life. It's up to you, it's up to your imagination to decide how you wish to use this mysterious chamber. In Cornwall, UK, it likely would mark the entrance to Fogou, Fogou, a dream chamber once used by a Celtic, whatever, shaman. The entrance pictured on the Three of Stones is also a personal passageway to the dream world. The Three of Stones encourages you to explore the depths of the collective unconscious, the memory bank of humankind. In the other world of the collective unconscious, you tease out answers already inside of you, which is what every Taurus is trying to do right now. These wise protective owls tell you that it's time to move forward. Cards number 3 in the tarot point to advancement. Moving forward, however, requires firm trust and confidence in the unseen realm. This is true whether the unseen speaks to you through dreams, meditation, or when journeying in the solitude of a darkened chamber. The 3 triquetra, designs symbolize the Tree of Life's interconnectedness to all things. In Norse mythology, 3 Norns lived beneath the Tree of Life. They were named past, present, and future, which are also the names of our 3 owls. The reason for these names is because there is no separation of time where the stuff of dreams is created. Past, present, and future dissolve into the eternal now. The Three of Stones symbolizes an important step forward towards enlightenment. Allow the owl's inner light and keen foresight to guide you. So again, a lot of things about enlightenment, awaken you. You're going to be assisted with this. So behind that is the Ace of Swords, Ace of Scrolls. I don't know, I just felt guided to keep going with this. Like they were connected. Because in between them is sandwiched is like the Three of Three of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles, which I'll hold them up so you can see what I'm seeing in a minute. But so the Ace of Swords. We discovered that when Raven wants to attract your attention, this ace frequently flies out of the deck. In fact, all animal spirit guides and crystals behave the same way. They do so to announce themselves as one of your spirit animals. Since tarot aces herald new beginnings, maybe one of the Raven's keys is meant to unlock the mystery of shamanic power animals for you. Animal spirit guides provide protection, healing, and encouragement when life tosses difficult challenges. Spirit animals enhance our understanding of non-ordinary reality. An important chrysalis, I think I'm saying that right. I don't know, objective. Chrysalis. It's probably chrysalis. It was once believed that animal energies aided physical healing, a notion dubbed animal magnetism. Medical science, however, uncovered no supporting evidence, so animal magnetism was denounced and, for the most part, forgotten. Yet good things come from Franz Mesmer's 19th century belief system, one being the word mesmerize. Mesmer believed that energy could move freely between animate and inanimate objects. Of course, another century would have to pass before quantum physics supported this teaching and revealed the truth of an interconnected universe. No shaman today or even 100 years ago would ever take issue with Franz Mesmer's insight into the role that animal spirit guides have in healing. In readings, the Ace of Scrolls underscores one of the more important lessons in Chrysalis, nurturing your intuition, so communication with the other world becomes like second nature as part of your ordinary reality, which might be why you're so stuck in a lot of this too. Like you're not seeing not only your subconscious, but literally the other world. And for a lot of Tauruses out there, you're going to be guided with this. All the scroll cards are like intuition, airy, and subjective. By the way, mesmerism morphed into psychological hypnosis, another key that unlocks the unconscious mind and gateway to the other world. New ways of thinking always encounter opposition, which might be why this energy is so opposing to you, to help you open your mind and see things. But, of course, we get stuck. Especially when non-ordinary reality is involved. The Ace of Scrolls says to hold fast to your beliefs and endure ridicule with humility. The world is rapidly changing before our very eyes, and many find it unsettling. Yeah, we know about that. So, last one I'm going to read from these, after this I've only got one more, is the Four of Stones. And I'll hold these up so you can see more, but do you see how what you're holding on to is blocking your path, right? Okay. Four of Stones. Possession certainly can restrict or forestall the personal quest for higher matters in life, which are bejeweled, sparkling, and alluring. But there's no reason why we can't possess both. They are not mutually exclusive. As with many things in life, balance is key. The Four of Stones is one of the chrysalis cards that asks you to be honest with yourself about your long-term goals. Cards number 4 in tarot focus attention on stability and structure. The chest that temporarily blocks an ascending path into the jungle of uncertainty symbolizes the stability of financial security and the structure of established priorities. The archway symbolizes the choice between something old, whatever is squirreled away in the treasure chest, and something new and mysterious that lies in the great beyond. Like the dream chamber and entrance to the Three of Stones, which here's another archway. The archway itself is a sure sign of something new. Like, this is like the canal that I'm talking about. Like that birth canal that we're stuck in. It's like the archway. It's that kind of portal thing going into something new. While beckoning you forward, it assures you that whatever awaits on the other side will fill 1,000 treasure chests. It assures you that you'll find this chest with its glimmering and sparkling allure right where you left it when you return. The Four of Stones in a reading cautions you again to overvaluing worldly things you stow away in a treasure chest. The higher matters in life are also to be treasured. This card also cautions against fabricating false choices. Both the material and spiritual matters in life are to be savored. So not only is it like you shouldn't really hold on to that. It doesn't really matter. But it's also saying if it's really meant to be, it'll be there. But you have another path to go on. Like whatever you're holding on to right here is just blocking you from your path. That's why you feel stuck. Because you keep trying to go on this other energy. And it's like, no, you're not meant to go there. That's why you keep hitting that brick wall. The door is closed off to you. You're not supposed to go that way. And it's going to become very clear to you and very apparent that you're not supposed to. Because you keep trying. Like here's your Three of Pentacles. Here's your truth. Here's your message. And here goes your Four of Pentacles, which does bring you to your stability and stuff, but you have an archway. Here's your canal you're stuck in, your passageway. Here's another canal that you're stuck in. Here's your truth that shows you what's blocking and what path you're really supposed to go down. Obviously, I can't get it closer because either Spirit doesn't want you to know, or this is a general reading. By the way, I did forget to mention that in the beginning. Only take what applies to you and leave the rest. I'm not even going to go there. The energy can go in any way. So just apply it to your life as necessary. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. It could be for you. It could be for someone else. Just whatever. So here's your truth that comes in. Can you guys tell this energy is discombobulating me? I'm like not the way I normally am, but... So anyways, I wanted to know even more. And I'm like, for some reason, this raven really stuck out to me. So I'm like, let me look in my animal spirit book and look up raven. So let's go to raven and see if it tells me any other answers. This isn't too long, so don't worry. Most sources can hang though. If not, whatever. Raven is about magic. So let's read about this. Throughout time, Raven has carried the medicine of magic. This has been true in many cultures across the planet. It is sacred in the medicine ways to honor Raven as the bringer of magic. If the magic is bad medicine, the carrier may be honored out of fear rather than out of respect. Those who fear Raven may do so because they have been dabbling in areas which they had no knowledge, and a spell may have backfired on them. Rather than analyzing the dark side of sorcery, realize that you will fear Raven only if you need to learn about your inner fears and self-created demons. This one. Raven magic is a powerful medicine that can give you the courage to enter the darkness of the void. Notice how this void keeps coming up? Which is the home of all that is not yet in form. The void is called the Great Mystery. Great Mystery existed before all other things came into being. Great Spirit lives inside the void and emerged from the Great Mystery. Raven is the messenger of the void. If Raven appears in your spread, you are about to experience a change in consciousness. This may invoke walking inside the great mystery on another path at the edge of time. It would portend a signal brought by the Raven that says, you have earned the right to see and experience a little more of life's magic. So that's really cool. It's like whatever Tauruses have been doing, that they're like, I've really been doing all this work. I've really moved forward. Why am I stuck right now? And it's because you weren't ready yet. It needed to be held off. I actually had a dream about this, where it was like, it wasn't ready yet. You had to be held there for a minute because not only were you continuing to develop what you needed, but so was the stuff outside of you to help guide and move this along. So you kind of had to be stuck and halted for a minute because of the work you've been doing, and because if any of you are getting those guidances of cleaning yourself up, aligning with yourself, going within, cleaning your energies, cleaning your fluid, cleaning all that stuff again, basically getting a lot of that stuff to possibly guide you towards another shift, as we will put it. If you've been getting those messages within and doing it, it's like you're being told you have earned the right to see and experience a little more of life's magic. And so I do think for a lot of Tauruses, it's going to go the rest of the way. Third eye, activations, crown chakra, all of that. Raven's color is the color of the void, the black hole in space that holds all the energy of the creative source. In native teachings, the color black means many things, but it does not mean evil. Black can mean the seeking of answers, the void, or the road of the spiritual or non-physical. The blue-black of Raven contains an iridescent that speaks of the magic of darkness and a changeability of form and shape that brings an awakening in the process. Raven is the guardian of ceremonial magic and in absentia healing. In any healing circle, Raven is present. Raven guides the magic of healing and the change in consciousness that will bring about new reality and dispel dis-ease or illness. Raven brings in the new state of wellness from the void of great mystery and the field of plenty. Raven is the messenger that carries all energy flows of ceremonial magic between the ceremony itself and the intended destination. For instance, if a ceremony is being performed to send energy to a disaster area where people need courage and strength, Raven would be the courier for that energy flow. The intention could be to allow the people of the devastated area to feel the concern and support of the participants in the ceremony. If you have chosen Raven, magic is in the air. Do not try to figure it out. You cannot. It is the power of the unknown at work, and something special is about to happen. The deeper mystery, however, is how you will respond to the sparkling synchronicity of this alchemical moment. Will you recognize it and use it to further enhance your growth? Can you accept it as a gift from the Great Spirit, or will you limit the power of the great mystery by explaining it away? It may be time to call Raven as a courier, I don't know, to carry as intention. Raven is the patron of smoke signals or spirit messages presented by smoke. So if you want to send a message to the blue road of spirit in order to contact the ancients, call Raven. Or who knows, the ancients may be calling to you. I do believe that's very much so too. Remember, this magic moment came from the void of darkness. And the challenge is to bring it to light. In doing so, you will have honored the magician within. Which is funny, because in your likely future, you have the World card and the magician reversed. So it's the ending of the cycle of not using the magician within properly. So I don't know exactly what that's going to look like to you, or how much perseverance or strength or faith you're going to have through this. But let's just remember that every time we have intense beauty, you also have a balancing of, an intensity in the other way. But it's okay. It's leading us where we need to be, and it's making us stronger, and it's getting us to this Nine of Pentacles energy we were trying to get to anyways. I do highly recommend to, if you guys need help with this, if something's going on that you're wondering if you're seeing things properly, are you utilizing your gifts and your blessings and your lessons that are coming to you? Is it here yet? Is it coming? Because, that's going to suck if it's there and you're like, oh, you're not even recognizing it and utilizing it and seeing the perception in the way you should. If you feel you need help with that, absolutely reach out to me, and, I can see if I can help you. Whether through a reading or a channeling or a guidance session or whatever it has to be, a healing session. But spirit is very much going to be there too. Whether it's your higher self, whether it's just the universe, whether it's just synchronicities, beautiful situations, whatever it may be, there's a lot of transformation coming for Tauruses. And I don't know if it's going to be in December or sometime right around the corner from that. I don't know. But what's funny is that behind these energies of the Three of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, you have the Six of Cups, again, which is what you were thinking of in your environment. You have the Page of spirals. So the Page of Wands, the Knight of Cups, the King of Cups. So I don't know even where that leads, and it doesn't matter. But either way, your path does not go that way right now. Like, you're meant to do and figure out other things for yourself. And it's going to be an end of a cycle and a beginning of a new one. But this new one that you're going to be on, like, you're going to know who you are. You're going to know what you want. You're going to know what you deserve. You're going to be a lot more aligned with yourself. You're going to have more balance, which is really what you want. I mean, you're sitting here not balanced. This Judgment is reversed. So, I mean, it's actually where you want to go. I'm sorry this isn't as, like, flowy and beautiful as mine normally is, especially for Taurus, but I'm sure any Tauruses who are watching this hopefully can know and appreciate, like, I mean, this is the energy we're probably in anyways, where it's just that, I don't know, like, exactly like how I am, where you're kind of, like, bursting with energy, but you're stuck, and you're just like, I don't know, your mind is such in a fog that it's like, you don't even know, like, you're literally being blinded right now, which is kind of exactly like this. Like, here's you trying to figure it out, but you're blinded right now. And you're being blinded, you know, away from all this other stuff you're normally thinking about and whatever, because there's something else you have to see that you're not seeing. And you're literally being guided to just take certain things out of your light that are distracting you, that are making you not think properly, that are blocking you, like literally detoxifying yourself and your energy. And to cleanse and purify you. Like, I've gotten so many things of that, of like just not talking to certain people, not doing certain things, really cleaning up my diet. You know, I was like, keep getting pushed to like, just, you know, do yoga, like, you know, even more, like walk more, do my stuff, start doing certain healing things that I'm going to do more videos about and stuff like that. Like, just so many things that I just keep being guided to really clean myself up. And I mean, like I said, I know what happened the last time I did that. You know, my awakening happened. So I know that there's another, at the very least, perception shift that is trying to be brought to me. And to be honest with you, I'm just going to be choosing to walk that journey and trusting wherever it leads me. It led me to some crazy places before. Some equally as fearful as equally beautiful. So, and then balance did come again, and it gave me a little break. And now it's like, you know, it's time to pop out of the canal, basically. And if you, I mean, like I said, if you think about what a baby goes through, you know, that experience is not completely pleasant. You know, it's very confusing. It's very like, what is going on? This is really weird. You know, a baby is also being taken from their comfort zone, that warmth, the fluid, you know, that comfort that they know, the womb, you know. So, I mean, literally just think about the whole process and like what a baby would go through. Not only are they coming out of their comfort zone, out of the womb and all of that, but they're coming out pissed off because they've been stuck there for a little while. So it is what it is, you know. And I'm not like, I don't know. I feel like on one hand, I'm like, I really want to motivate you guys through it. And on the other hand, I want to be real about it because it is what it is. I'm not even going to be like, oh, it's going to be beautiful. It is going to be beautiful. It's going to be amazing. But a lot of your most beautiful things in life and a lot of your strength and to find out who you are comes through moments that you got to be strong and persevere through, that you have to be faithful, have faith, and just walk through it and let go and embrace that darkness. Please look at my video too that I'm really going to do. I'm not going to say it's fully going to help you through it, but it was kind of a little revelation I had that I know sometimes brings me panic about kind of that darkness and that abyss feeling when my body starts to tap into it sometimes and I feel it. You know, it always scared me. But I kind of just watch the video. So hopefully it helps you. I'm sorry. I'm so lost on this. Like, I hope you guys probably understand, but if you don't, I don't know. I guess I don't really care, but I'm sure you guys understand. I feel like there's something else I'm supposed to say or do. But I don't know. I'm going to let it go here. It's already long enough. I love you guys. I hope this really helps you. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. I know it's a long video. I'm really sorry it's all over the place. It's kind of the energy right now. It's kind of why I haven't put out a lot of videos. It's just really a lot of introspection, figuring things out all over the place. I'm going to try to move forward and do some. We'll see how it goes. But like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. I put out different types of videos. Keep your head up. Keep going. You're walking into a beautiful time. I mean, it's just a roller coaster on the way there, so it's whatever. Check out my services if you need help with this. Please look at all of it, not just to find my email address and then email me. Like, look at all of it. All the information is below, basically. I don't know. I feel like there's more I'm supposed to say, but I can't even, like, think right now. So I love you guys. I hope this really helps you. I'm sorry again I missed you guys in November. I hope everybody's doing okay. I don't know. I love you guys. Don't forget about my December special too. And you don't even have to, like, in case you're like, oh, she's kind of off, which I'm not. Like, my readings I'm still on about, and I don't know if this is just your energy I'm picking up on or whatever, but I'm on it. So I don't really know, but you could always get it now and use it later. So it's up to you. I don't know. Just letting you know it's there if you want to take advantage of it. But you have to pay in December. So I love you guys. I hope all's well. I'll see you soon. Bye.